why I'm...
Which will are you talking about, if not the free will?
Annoyed about you.
You're getting triggered because you got caught out.
I'm not getting...
You're getting triggered. You're getting angry.
Firm with you.
No, you're not.
If people are not firm
you're
with
gaslighting,
you, then you steer,
and you've realized that once again
into wrong ways. And I don't enjoy these kinds of interactions.
I know, because when you come
I'm talking about will.
You're getting angry
I'm
now.
talking about will.
You're raising your voice.
I can. I'm talking about one word will. I'm not talking about free will. You're trying to put words into my mouth, so I'm spitting them out because I don't like that.
Let's bring the energies down.
I don't like that.
So to bring the energies down, 1 second, bro. When you talk about will, is it different to free will?
Yes.
Okay, what's the difference? What?
So, in Gethsemane, was the context in which I'm speaking. I'm speaking about will within the context of Gethsemane. Jesus goes to the Father asking not to go to the cross. It is Jesus' will to not die because it's painful. Yeah. And dying on a cross is a terrible
What's the difference between will and free will? That's a question.
Yeah. So Jesus has personal agency, and his agency will be demonstrated here. Even though he himself doesn't want to go to the cross, he discerns, he understands that the Father wants him to go to the cross. So he uses his free will, he uses his agency to put down his own personal will.
Free will, yeah?
No, that's why I get angry. I'll get angry again. I'm talking about...
How did you get angry?
I'm talking about will. When I say will, you say free will.
What's the difference? Yeah. I'm asking you, what's the difference?
I'm trying to...
You still haven't answered.
I'm trying to explain, but within my explanation, you seem to want to say the word free.
Now, I want to know the difference between the two.
Can I just ban you for 2 minutes from using the word free, and then I'll find it much easier to explain what I'm saying?
You can't ban, but you can try.
Can you abstain from that word?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jesus... He lays down his primary desire. His primary desire is not to go to the cross and not to die. Okay, but he understands that is the Father's will for him. So that's where someone can have a will, their own personal desire, but they can submit their own desire to a greater good, or a greater cause. And that is what Philippians 2:7 explains.
Okay.
And that is why I believe in a Trinitarian God.
Okay, no problem. Okay. No problem. What's your name, by the way? My name is Hashim.
Hashim, yeah. Good to see you again, I suppose. I say good. I'm not sure it's that good, but yeah, my name is Jamie.
Jamie, okay.
Yeah.
Jamie?
Yeah.
Just without the Bible, without anything, just a term in English.
Yeah.
What does the term free will mean?
The general term free will, it means agency, like we have the ability to choose.
Okay. Your own volition, yeah?
Yes.
Would you say that? Did Jesus have his own volition? When he decided not to go to when he prayed to his God, not to go to the cross, even though God wanted him to go to the cross. So their wills are not in sync. Is that what you're telling me?
So Jesus had a conversation, which is something that I think that you find hard to do. So within the Godhead, there can be... I don't know why you're doing that with the umbrella, but within the Godhead, there can be conversation because there are different persons within the Godhead. So this is what you would expect within a Trinitarian Godhead.
Do they have the same will or different wills? Bro, please. No, please, hold on. Do they have same will or different wills? The Father, when Jesus did not want to go to the cross, and he was literally begging his God on his face, praying to the Father, stop interrupting. Stop interrupting. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to him. Okay, so when Jesus did not will to go to the cross, even though the Father wanted him to die on the cross, are you telling me that the Father's will is not in sync with the will of Jesus?
He said, if it's possible, take that from me.
It's okay, I like my umbrella.
Sure. Yeah. He said, not my will be done, your will be done. And then it says that he went to the cross because of the joy that was set before him. So if you're going to have a discussion, you've got to bring all of it in.
Did you hear my question? Because I'm just ignoring this guy here.
You're trying to say that the will of...
Yeah, are they the same?
Jesus.
The Father's will and Jesus.
Of God.
Yeah.
Well, within the Gethsemane discourse between the Son and the Father, we can say that clearly, in the end, the wills were the same.
Not in the end. At that time, when Jesus was putting his face on the floor and praying to God, saying, take this cup away from me. Yes? If it is your will, let it be done.
Yeah.
Yes, not my will. So when Jesus said that, the question is this. is the will of Jesus and the Father the same? Because it's clearly saying, if it is your will, take it away, not my will. So he's making a distinction between his will and the will of the Father. So the question is, did Jesus have the same will as the Father?
So, in the end,
And which will did he empty?
there was the same. They come to a place of agreement, didn't they?
No.
Because in the end, he said,
I'm not talking about the end, I'm talking about the beginning.
Not my personal.
I'm talking about the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the start.
Sorry.
Yeah? At the start, when Jesus is praying, did they have the same will? When he said, let it be your will be done, not my will. Did they have the same wills?
Well, he has. Yeah.
If there are three different Christians who want to help this gentleman, can you not answer yourself?
Yeah.
And a human will.
Yeah. So which one he emptied?
So
The question is, which one did he empty?
Okay.
I don't want to talk to you. Do you not get the message?
All right. Okay.
You
So
have
just.
a will, but you can have a will.
I want to talk to one person, not three, not the Trinity or the Quadrinity.
So just out of fairness, I'll refer to things which I've already said.
Yeah.
So Jesus, in his humanity and in his distinct personhood,
Yeah.
has his own desires and his own will, but he always subjects and he checks his own desires and his own will
Which
against the will of the Father.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
which
and
one
that's
is he
good-
operating on?
That's good to do.
Which one is he operating? When Jesus said, let it be your will be done, not my will. Which one is the will that Jesus is operating,
So
and which is the one that he emptied? Because you said he emptied his will. Do you remember that?
So he emptied.
Taking you back to Philippians 2:7. You said he emptied his will. So tell me which will did he empty,
But
and which is the one that he's operating on?
I went into detail about the nature in which he empties himself as well. So Jesus wanted to do one thing, the Father wanted him to do another.
Exactly, which means they don't have the same will.
Well, in the end, Jesus decided to agree with the
Jesus
will
had
of
no
the Father.
choice. Jesus
Of
had
course
no
he had a
choice.
choice.
Because, you know, when you pray,
He had a choice.
I'll tell you what, when you
Of
pray,
course he had a choice.
Jamie, let me make a
No,
point.
listen, so
No point repeating yourself.
Why do you say Jesus had no choice?
I was just going to say
What?
before you started repeating yourself.
Okay.
So here's the thing. When you pray to God, let's say you want a child. You don't have a child, yeah? For the sake of argument. And you want a child, you pray to God to bless you with a child. Yes?
Yeah.
At the end of the prayer, you say, let it be your will be done, not my will. Okay?
Okay.
Ultimately, who decides whether you have a child or not? Is it God or you?
Well, we're in partnership.
No, you're not.
Why not?
You'll be doing shirk. Major shirk.
I don't know
If you
what that
think
means.
if you think you're in partnership with God, are you considering yourself equal to God?
No, but like,
What kind of partnership is that?
well, like in my
Just
partnership,
step from one
in my partnership with my employer
Yes.
is in charge within that partnership.
Thank you.
So it's possible to have partnerships where there's
Yeah.
one who is junior
So who is in charge?
and one who is
Who is
senior.
in charge when God grants you or does not grant you the prayers that you wished for? Who is in charge? Just like the way your boss is in charge of deciding what you get or what you don't.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can tell your boss, please give me a bonus this year. Yeah.
No.
But ultimately, he's the one who decides. So who is in charge?
Okay. This point, I am happy that I have explained what's going on in Philippines.
No, you haven't.
And what's going on in
You
the
failed
Gardens
miserably. I'm
of-
sorry to
of
say this.
Gethsemane.
Okay.
Well, even if I'm failed miserably in your opinion,
In fact, you
I'm
told me.
happy-
In fact, you
I'm
told me.
happy with what I've
Did
explained.
he not say he emptied his will?
Yeah.
Which will? You still haven't answered. Which will
I've
did Jesus
explained that.
empty?
Tell him his human
Okay.
volition. He emptied it. The fact that his human volition is distinct from the divine volition.
Which one did he
Divine
empty? That's the
volition-
question.
the
Listen to
divine
the question.
volition-
Yeah.
You
divine
shush.
volition is the
So
one
this is
that
what
the
happens.
Father,
You know,
the
they
Son,
can't
and the
answer the
Holy
question,
Spirit
and
shares.
they
So
already
the
are
Father, Son, and Holy
claiming
Spirit shares
victory for
one
some reason.
divine volition.
Okay?
And Jesus Christ, in taking upon
Because
the human nature,
Jesus,
has distinct human
if he was
nature.
God,
Yeah.
can you
Now, when
imagine
he
him
left the
praying to
human
God?
nature, he went back
How
to
can
the
a
divine
God
nature
pray
of
to
his
God?
Father.
Yeah, yeah.
And that too on his forehead.
Thank you, man.
A God doesn't
So-
need to pray,
so-
you know?
yeah.
Because if
He
he
has
was
an answer
God,
for you.
Yeah.
In concept.
okay, let's.
So in my humble estimation,
Yeah.
I basically said what that guy said. but
No, you
just with
didn't.
less
I didn't even
clever
hear what he said. He was just blabbering at the
words.
back.
Maybe
I
you
mean,
should
we
speak
would-
to
we
him.
would love
Okay,
to-
so one second.
we would love
It's
to talk
probably
to
not-
him.
If you understood,
It's probably
if you
not
wait,
right
wait,
level.
if you understood this
We
too,
would love to talk
the
to
question
him.
is this: which will, according to you, did he empty? Because you said he emptied his will.
What he said.
Yeah, his
I didn't hear
human
him.
volition,
No,
his
no,
human
I didn't hear him.
Well, you talk to him. then.
his human will.
So he didn't have a human will.
He does.
He does.
He
does.
Jokers, man. Look at these jokers.
Yo, don't put your,
Both-
don't put your,
Okay,
don't put your
okay.
Both of them.
Okay,
Sorry,
discuss
sorry, I
it
didn't
out.
mean to.
Can you-
What?
can you talk
What
it
he's
out?
saying?
We're joking.
What he's saying? I don't talk to jokers.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I see.
Okay.
So anyway, look. I think we can look. If you think he emptied his, human will,
Yeah.
if you still think he emptied his human will, that means Jesus was not human on earth.
Believe in a false name.
Okay?
What's happening here?